Hello viewers, welcome back to the Moose Mobile Auto Repair channel, and today we're working on a 2015 Acura RDX all-wheel drive with the 3.5 liter engine. And today the customer has requested that they wanted to replace the rear stabilizer links, and they have already replaced the one side stabilizer link, and so they want to do the other side now. The issue with this one is that there was no play in it, but the grease inside was all dried up, and so it was making noise, and so we are replacing it today. So now I'm just using a pair of vice grips to hang onto the ball socket to get this out. Unfortunately, this exact method did not work, and so this vehicle has a fair amount of rust on it, so it's a bit more difficult to work on. So eventually, and typically on Honda vehicles with the original stabilizer links, you really need to break off the link to expose the ball and socket, or to expose the ball, and so it's easier to grip onto that with the vice grip so that you can prevent the nut from spinning. This one is a 14 millimeter nut on the original Honda vehicles. So on this link, I just broke it off by hand. They come off fairly easy if they are worn out. If they are not worn out, they don't typically come off that easy. But this one is worn out. This vehicle is roughly 235,000 kilometers on it. So I'm just removing the plastic and the rubber boot out of the way so I can expose the ball, and it'll just make the job 100 times easier than when the link is there. And so in the earlier weeks, I already replaced the front links, but unfortunately I did not make a video on that. The front links are a little harder to do than the rear. The rears are pretty easy to do on this. So anyhow, I'm attempting to get a good grip on the ball, and then I removed the nut with the 14 millimeter impact deep socket, so it just comes off fairly easy, regardless of the rust that has accumulated on this vehicle. And now I start to do the top one. The top one is a bit trickier because I tried to take it off with the impact, tried to fit an impact with the extension, but it did not really work. So I was trying to get it to fit, but it wasn't really working. Ultimately, I had to heat this one up because it was not cooperating with me because there was too much rust accumulation. So I had my map torch, so I just used that. I usually use that for smaller jobs and smaller things. It's just easier for me than to bring out the oxyacetylene torch. So now I'm trying to remove the nut with the impact, but it was not working. So ultimately I brought out the map torch to heat the nut up so that it's easier to remove the nut. So the map torch that I'm using is called the Burns-O-Matic Fire Point torch. It's called a Fire Point Creator tool. This is for small projects. But the one thing that I really like about this is that you can concentrate the flame to where exactly you want it to be without disturbing the other components. So this has a precise flame, so it's really good for small jobs, heating small things up. So it really comes in handy if you really need to use this. So it's perfect for jobs like these. It just make things a whole lot easier. So anyhow, I just continue to heat this up for like a minute or so, and then eventually the nut, it came free. This one, yeah, the OEM Honda nuts on these are 14 millimeters. The aftermarket one that I use is 15 millimeters. So now, instead of me using the impact, because I can't quite get it to fit there 100%, I just use a 15 millimeter ratcheting wrench, and that's it. I got it to break free, and it came out. It's relatively an easy job if you have the right tools. It's not too difficult of a job to do. It's straightforward, but they can be a bear to do sometimes when the stabilizer links are completely like rusted to the point where it is difficult to get that nut free, and most guys sometimes they cut them off or something, or they use the torch or whatever. They cut the links off because sometimes there's no sense of trying to fight with these things. But I always try to fight with them first to see if it cooperates, because there can be some instances where these jobs can turn into a full day of work job. So anyhow, the customer supplied me with the Delphi aftermarket parts. Now supposedly the Delphi brand is supposed to be a good and reputable brand, but however, just like any other company, in this company they often outsource their parts, so they're using it's a rebranded part using their box, so it's not really made by Delphi. It's made by somebody else, a different manufacturer. So I don't know who, but often these suspension parts are rebranded. So anyhow, I'm just reinstalling the new link. They come with 15 millimeter nuts. I just wanted to say that these links are very cheap and garbage in my opinion. I like to use the Moog high-end aftermarket ones because I've never had any issues with those, the greasable ones, and they're very thick and sturdy. And so and they also have the wrench flat, so you can put a wrench in the back when you install the nuts. And so the problem is that there isn't anything behind the stabilizer link to grab onto. So when you are tightening these nuts down, the boot turns at the same time when you tighten it down. So I had to use like I had a special Milwaukee channel lock pliers tool that I used to get behind there to grab onto the back end of the socket piece to prevent the nut from spinning, because there's no other way to tighten these things up. So you have to be careful to not damage the boot. But this worked for me. But once again, these links are awfully cheap. I don't recommend them. And so I'd rather use something of higher quality. They look like an imitation design of the original Honda links, but they are not Honda links. They are different. It's just it looks very close. It resembles very close to the original Honda part, but it's not. Acura, Honda, they are both the same, but I always say Honda because it's the same company. So anyhow, I'm tightening up the nuts now, just tying them down fairly tight, but not too tight. I just use the German method, the good and tight, gut and tight, and that should be good. So just tying it down fairly snug, tight, and just double check to make sure that there's no more play, and you should be all good to go from here. The other side is going to be the same thing, so there's no need to show the other sides. It's the same exact thing. So once you're done, just double check everything is good, and then that's it. You can throw the wheel on, torque the wheel to spec. Torque specs is 94 foot-pounds on this vehicle. These are the casualties from the old part. The customer wants the old parts back. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like, and please consider subscribing to my channel if you're not already a subscriber, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day and take care.